Hello and welcome back to our continuing adventures on the Let's Defend platform. Today we are going to tackle an older exercise that somehow I missed, that being the Conti Ransomware underneath the DFIR trainings, or exercises, challenges. Um, Everything there is available for download except for the FTK image. So hopefully that will not be a impediment to getting this done. I have, from previous exercises, I've gone through and actually got another system up and running, the VirtualBox image that is supplied. Had to monkey around a bit with that in terms of Splunk. So don't be surprised that if you try this in 2022, I believe the Splunk license expired November 3rd, 2021. So use that information as you will if you go through and try this yourself. Anyways, so we are given a VirtualBox VMware Splunk image VM. We got screenshots, we got a lab setup guide, we get a Redline mans file, PCAP, and of course, like I said, there is no FTK image as it sits right now. So basically this is set up as some employees from your company reported that they can't log into their Outlook email service. The Exchange system admin also reported that he can't log into the Exchange admin center. And they find some weird README files settled on the Exchange server. As you work in the IR team in your company, you are assigned to investigate the situation. The team has collected forensic images for you with FTK and Redline, also the SIEM, Splunk in this case, and PCAP captures are also available to you. So we get all that and we get 15 questions to run through. Mind you, this is the still early June 2022 as I'm going through and doing this. Apparently, if you can get the Splunk VM working, if you follow the instructions for all time and index equals main, you should come out to supposedly 28,145 events. I suppose if you can't figure the Splunk VM out, then I would say reach out to me and I can sit there and try to help you get around that. So we need to take a look at the README files on the Exchange system to find out what ransomware you think the was infected with. Well, don't they have their own Conti Ransomware? I mean, that's kind of the whole name. Or do they use other flavors? Well, I'll have to go take a look at that to see if we can actually find it, but I'm going to kind of just take a wild guess and stab and say just Conti. I mean, you know, it's in the name of the exercise, but... Oh, cripe. Oh, okay, gotta pause. That was a weird sound. Okay, it's delivery. Something I wasn't expecting. But that's fine. I didn't have to go blast anybody. Okay. Posturing aside. Let's see, so we have Sysmon, huh? I like Sysmon. I'm assuming there's going to be a README generated at some point. File create. And this is on what? All on the same computer name. So whatever this win-AO QK. I don't suppose it would be like Redline, would it? Yeah, I think it would. Okay, so let's go ahead and switch out because we see evidence of Redline. Oh wait, we want file system. Where were they pointing to on this one? See users default app data local readme. All right, so let's give this a little bit time to reconstruct the tree and see as to whether or not if we can go through and have that do the needful, as it were. So we may not actually need the FTK image, which I would kind of hope that we wouldn't to get all 15 of these questions answered. Well, we know what we're looking for, so let's look for README. Jeez. 3,000 matches. I suppose we get lucky with this. Well, we've got full path, so why don't we use it? Can you find me that file? Supposedly one match found. And there it be. Now I gotta try to remember. Or is it something that I actually have to go through and like export? Let's see, this would be something I would assume we would want to see in the report, since that's what looks like our ransom note. Possibly. She's running along. Okay, again, in the interest of time aspect, I am going to pause this while it finishes chugging through this, and I see that Redline's gone back to being responsive. Okay, so not so much the README file. I can't seem to extract anything from Redline, or maybe I just, much like with volatility, spend more time with it. But effectively, I did find, doing a Google search for .fealc file name, extension, found a YouTube video for Checkmail Incorporated. And they have basically a Conti ransomware sample that they show in real time when it runs, basically changing the file extensions. So, of course, the question is, okay, where did this .fealc come from? And it should... Oh, I realize what happened. I closed the window because it stopped responding. So this is the same file system section, did a search for README, and then basically just, or the full path for the README file that was listed, one of them at least, in the Splunk. Scrolled up a bit, and here we can start seeing files have the .fealc extension added. So, okay, that's basically where that came from. Basically searching for that, we get a sample for Conti that actually changes that stuff into it. So can't really look at the README file because I can't extract it because we don't have the FTK image file. So we're going to probably have to do a little bit of roundabout investigative techniques. But that then takes us to Conti, which gives us the answer to number 1, as opposed to just taking a wild guess because it's in the name of the exercise. Sadly, this has taken a while to put together. So we have a valid answer to number 1, as opposed to just taking a wild guess because that's what the name of it. What is the extension when the ransom? Oh, okay. Well, we kind of figured that one out too. .fealc. Maybe let's do it without the dot. Okay, without the dot. So I guess technically the digging into number 1 gave us the answer to number 2 at the same portion. So hey, I'm all for that. What is the HTTPS version of the ransomware payment site? Really? Okay. Wherein having that readme.txt file would really come in handy right about now. Although I don't suppose that, maybe they were kind enough to actually open up the readme file when it runs. And we can check to see as to whether or not if we have a Conti recovery.best, so we can take a look to see if we have anything there. I did extract the MD5 of the README file, but unfortunately not much of anything, at least not through VirusTotal. So did we have anybody actually go there? What if we just put in Conti? Apparently it's a matching term. Contents of the README file, ladies and gentlemen. But at least we get confirmation that this is indeed the same sample that was used in the YouTube video for demonstrative purposes, which then allows us to go back and put that sucker in. Nice. Okay, can you identify the location of the ransomware? Oh, as in what spawned. So where did this beast begin? I'm going to go ahead and duplicate that. And if we go back one, that should take us back to the README, right? And we probably can get a rough idea as the time frame to start searching through. Excuse me. All right, so we have a bunch of stuff for image. So what if we grab and replace README with the full portion? I think it's staring us right in the face. Since when is command.exe in users directory / documents? Sometimes you have the urge to just sit there and just go as fast as you can. And at times, that's an alright answer. At other times, especially like this, need to take a second and think. I know it's in the Windows. Directory, but was it C Windows? Really? I get it. It's not showing to you guys, but so C Windows System 32, or technically C : / whatever your Windows directory is. System 32 cmd.exe. Okay. And what is the parent image that created the ransomware? And what is the event ID and then the path? Well, we technically found that because it's right here. Image. And that's that making a network detection. So that's basically started. Although, of course, this one does not have the we got event code 1, event type 4. Right. Just want event ID, but it's going to be sysmon event ID. And then the parent image of said. So let's try this, and then event ID, I'm going to assume is event code for this. 1, No. So let's go back one further. We have this image here. Event code 11. It is for file creation inside the C users administrator document cmd.exe. So let's try that one instead. So instead of 1, change it to 11. Okay. It does not state parent image in the actual Splunk logs for this particular case, but this is the first log that we have in reference to this. So, okay. I get it. Can you find the MD5 hash of the ransomware? Okay. Probably noticing a few cuts there. Okay, so we've got all that. We're looking for right here. They want the MD5, right? And that's basically just the event above when we just do the search for documents. So yes, they want the MD5 of the command.exe that's inside of. Okay, we got that. And if we go ahead and take that sucker and we dump it into VT, detections of Conti and ransomware, 60 out of 69 AV engines. Let me refresh that. Okay, what is the user the attacker added for persistence? Um, so, well, geez, 58 out of 68. So do all the like major players pick it up now? Silence, CrowdStrike, Bitdefender. Nod, or I guess ESET technically. Kaspersky. Yeah, pretty much everything picks it up. I mean, I would kind of hope so, but when was the first sample dumped in? First seen in the wild. First submission was what? Late mid 2021, and it still doesn't have 100% coverage. Yeah, we're getting sidetracked. Yeah, some of this I'm not surprised to see, but okay. We're looking for users that have been added for persistence. So if we take a look at Redline for user accounts, and I'm assuming these UMFD ones, DWM-1, are all kind of built in. That's the computer account, the utility account, Well, if I'm gonna take a wild stab, I want to say Security Ninja, but okay. Oh, sorry. Transition this back. Yeah, that apparently is right. Security Ninja. What commands the attacker used for adding the user? So we're going to actually have to find. We duplicate that tab, so let's do this. We have the account name, so search Splunk for Security Ninja. We have 10. Coffee grounds. So we go to the very first entry that we have. So apparently net space user space slash add space Security Ninja space lowercase hard capital T in 2 capital H in hack, $123. Based on time. I'm sure they meant time. From oldest to latest, I'm assuming is what that's supposed to be. So there's the command, and they want no spaces in between. So we have this. Net user. So we want to grab. Of course, that's all the same, so let's skip that. Net user. We'll see as to whether or not if I'm barking up the wrong tree. So this makes me think there's 3 of them. So they're adding Security Ninja to the local administrators group. And then, of course, it wouldn't be the same without adding them to the remote desktop users so you can RDP into the box. All right. Ooh, what time is it? Let's see, I've got an InfoSec live event today. Okay, so I still got time. Okay, sorry. Attacker migrated the process for better persistence. What is the migrated process image, and what is the original process image when the attacker got on the system? Web shell deployed to the system. What is the path to the IIS log file? What is the command line that executed this web shell? CVEs should be 3. And then we're looking for self-signed certificate email address the payload used to sign the cert. Hmm. This is another one that's going to involve image path 1, comma, image path 2. Look at the sysmon event code 8. Always take hints. In case I need to go back. So let's go ahead and add the sysmon and then event code. Well, this one's going to be 1, but we'll add that in and we'll change 1 to 8. And we will search. And what do we get? Oh, obviously. Let's remove Security Ninja. We don't need that anymore. We found what we need. How many code event 8s are there? Only 2. So it's going to be what? Source image for PowerShell? Right, because we're just barely talking about the creation aspect, right? I think so. So let's take source image is going to be the PowerShell. So let's break this, comma, and this is going to then dump over here as the target. The unsec app. Maybe. So what if the way that they're asking it, they want it in reverse order? Yep, reverse order, the way they ask the question. What is the migrated process image for the first one? So that's the where it goes from PowerShell when the attacker got on the system over to the C Windows System32W BEM unsecapp.exe. So again, basically for code event 8, we see source, we see target, and effectively just flipped when answering. What was the process image for getting the hashes? Again, event code 8, which was the only other one that was up here. So target image. So it's grabbing LSAS. We're on a roll. What is the web shell? The exploit deployed to the system. So I've got to figure out the log source. Okay, so let's just duplicate this one more time. We're not going to use code 8 anymore. Uh-oh, what's going on? All right, so let's go ahead and just bring this up, and then we'll see if we can't filter down by source type once this is done. Hey, look at that. IIS. So that takes us down to just under 3,000. And is the source all the same? No, it's different. But they want the path, so I'm assuming they just want directory. So we'll kind of answer that one. So C inetpub /log/log files w3svc1. And we'll just see as to whether or not if we get a lucky hit with that. Nope. I guess maybe it's going to be which one is going to cover answer for 11. So we want to change it. So we want to look for, excuse me, post requests. All right, so CS method, post. Oh, I guess that's good. That's a little over 950 or 850 results. So does that change? Nope, source is all exactly the same. So we got this on the first aspect. So 3:54 p.m. on the 8th. That's odd. All right, what if we just focus on the 8th? Give me the CS prefer function. Basically looking for the rare values and all that. Well, let's try this. What we're looking at. No, it doesn't take much down, but considering the fact that stuff's not in there. Correlation 443 jellybear/administrator. So I don't suppose we're looking at this one to be the actual case for the location of. That's it. Okay, so let's do this. 210908. Let's just get rid of this, because we've effectively figured it out. Or at least that we figured it out. So it takes us from a little over 850 events to a little just under 250. So a fairly nice reduction. Let's take a look at the 7 events underneath this for test active sync connectivity. Health mailbox. What's interesting? When the thing came in, it was PowerShell. Is it a 500 code? Ah. SC status 500. I'm going to assume that we're going to need 200 in order to proceed through. So we're not really knocking anything out of here. Is there any real difference in terms of user agent is all that? And of course, the fun part, trying to figure out the rest of this. Okay, I don't think that's going to be much of a help there. What's the stuff that's just using Mozilla 5? Billy at O'Keefe-Mirazaki.io. Some sort of auto-discovery vault? That kind of sort of looks like base 64, but I could be wrong. pause this. I gotta join the meeting. But before I do, is it? Apparently. What is it? Null bytes? Administrator at bellybear.local, which is apparently the domain this thing's on. But yeah, if this is a bellybear domain, then why would we be getting some sort of weird ass O'keefeMirazaki.io? Okay, I'm gonna have to pause this and come back to it. Okay, so I've been digging around after we found the log files, and a lot of the IP addresses in Splunk were the actual affected box itself, though I did find a C_IP to 10.10.10.2 and started to kind of narrow down on there. Now we are looking for web shell, and a lot of them, a lot of the posts look okay. This though looks a little bit weird. /OWA/auth/I3G/FP/CTK1C2X.ASPX. So I figured, okay, on a hunch, let's go ahead and just search for that. And the second is investigating Conti Ransomware on Microsoft Exchange. So I am wondering. Oh. Apparently this exercise was dumped in the Try Hack Me, and this is the answers. That's something I really wanted to just directly find. So let's just see as to whether or not if we're even remotely in the right boat. I might just have to do just the file name, because they just want the web shell and the extension, not the actual path. Okay, well, I mean, it does look odd. So at least there's that aspect. It is the same portion with all the auto discovery for Billy at O'Keefe-Mirazaki.io, and then going to PowerShell. Not quite how I want to go about that. Although I guess technically, if I run into problems, I was hoping it was just going to be a sample that had been previously noted. Well, because I mean, there is that section for Hafnium, right? I mean, there is a chance. Although I'm not sure as to whether or not Hafnium and Conti have any sort of connection. I just really wish that everybody would just play nice. We could just have a unified set. Kind of like what we did with, what was it? The Cyberkill chain. Bring everything together like that, and then the MITRE framework. Yeah, so it looks like basically this is just to cover all the answers for that stuff. Just not really stuff that I really want. But I guess the good news is we know where the attacker is, and we know how we can kind of filter everything down. So I guess let's keep going. What is the command line that executed? So let's do this. Again, we're going to duplicate this out. And we're just going to go ahead and knock all this good stuff out. And so its suggestion was sysmon, so we'll get this back up. We will bring up the source type. Back to sysmon operational. Ooh, should I have more coffee? And then actually, let's just do this. Let's just do the file name. And we got a single event. Interesting, the user is like NT authority system. What was the command line that built this? Well, that I don't know. No. Okay, well that was the command that we had for it, but let's grab the whole aspect of NT authority system. Because the other aspect is not underscore translated. Make sure we got the closing and ending brackets. No. think that instead of a trib R, that there would be a sysmon event. We got process create. Yeah, fine, but shouldn't there be file create? It's set for all time, right? Is there a second? Okay, you get 6. So here's the posts at 12:51 on the 8th. It pops it. Oh, those 200s, those are 302s. And again, pointing to 10, 10, 10, 2. But then we get to the same aspect here, and then we're at 12:52. That's not going to do much. At the application log, and you would think that the sysmon would have something all the way through this. Okay. Okay, stepping away from that for the moment. Looking for the CVEs, I happen to find this for the cybersecurity works. And it denotes, apparently, there's a Conti cheat sheet. There are 3 CVEs being exploited by the Conti group. So CVE 2020 0796, CVE 2018 13374, and CVE 2018 13397. So I'm really hoping that's what we need. So do they want this in any particular order? Oh, they want it in the code from a particular section. Okay, that's fine with me. Okay, so they're going to do order of operation then. So let me grab these. So this is different, which is fine. So they want us to basically read this out and through, and then to end on that. Is there any overlap? Nope, these are all 2021 ones. So I wonder if this exercise has gone through a couple of revisions then. Oh, Conti's been around for a while, I guess. Okay, so per the order there. Sweet. Well, at least they made it easy, at least for that aspect. Of course, we're still at the aspect of trying to figure out the username of what user X or executed the shell. And so we're going to go 15. Okay, so let's go ahead and bring up Wireshark then while we try to figure out what we're going to do in regards to the encrypted shell, the self-signed cert. Monitor at libsec. Value, how does that look? Okay, let's see if that works. Having that extracted from. So as pulled from there, I need to get Wireshark now out of the way. And we need to pop it in. So it is email at string.string.string.string. So that should match up. Okay, good. So the only thing we have left is what user executed. And this is the only thing that basically calls it. And that's basically with the sysmon as it tells us. Well, we got 2 users. I said copy it directly. So how many users are actually going to show up? There are. Oh, look at that. We got the MD5. Give me a duplicate. Is this something that's... Oh, it's just a trip. Okay, that's not going to really help. So we got 2 users that show up here. So we have the NT authority system. And there is a second not underscore translated. So I'm fairly certain I have done the NT authority slash system. So how about we try not translated? No. Okay, how about NT? That was it. Maybe I just tried system. That was probably it. I left off the NT space authority. That's why it would be important to copy and paste directly from. Oi. Okay, so there we go. That is right. Yeah, we're all done. We finished. I've been putting this off because of the fact that I was waiting for the FTK imager stuff, the capture to be popped up there, and but okay. I mean, I guess it works now. We're all done. I can kick that one off and never have to look at it again. Although it might be reminiscent to go back through the Conti leaks, that stuff that's come out now. But so there we go. So of course, big shout out to Mr. Zhang in regards to having put this stuff together. And with all that being said, this has been the DFIR challenge exercise of Conti Ransomware. Almost a year after it's been popped out. But so with all that being said, I will see everyone in the next video.